This is a Nekko Media podcast.
What's your pleasure, sir?
Welcome, Cinephiles and Cenobites. This is Cinebite32 of Season 3. I'm your host, Annika P. Now, this is part 2 of our conversation with Bruce Nachsin.
So, Ono, did you want to take it into the top 6?
Yeah, sure. Hey, Bruce.
Yeah.
We're going to put you more on the spot now, in the spotlight.
Please. Spot me.
Could you please list off your top 6 most favorite films of all time?
Oh, crap.
Of all time.
Of all time. I'm going to say that these aren't in any particular order.
Sure.
Okay.
These are just films that I particularly liked and loved or meant something to me. So I'm going to put in this 1, Life of Brian, Monty Python's Life of Brian.
Oh.
Ooh, that's about to screen down here in theaters again.
And everybody should go and see it.
Fuck
It
yeah.
is a brilliant comedy. It is the pinnacle of Monty Python's humor and truly just an amazing movie. Excalibur. That was
wow.
that was as a baby, my dad took me to see Excalibur. I was a fetus and I went to see Excalibur. It was the first time I saw boobs on screen.
1981 Excalibur, the real Excalibur, the
real Excalibur.
Of course.
true King Arthur lore.
Yes.
The most,
Done as well as it's ever been done.
yeah.
Certainly sure as hell not like the last time they did it.
That Guy Ritchie mishap.
I like to think of it as an abortion.
It should have been, but it survived.
Yeah. Oh God, it was horrible.
It lives. Oh. That thing. Ooh, okay.
Oh my God. That
Let's Akira.
Really?
Oh,
Nice.
that's one of Ono's.
Ooh.
Yeah, just from like a visual storytelling point, it truly was a breathtaking thing. It was a seminal, just this amazing thing. I would say, even though now I know, for the amount of impact it had on me as a kid and how it like shaped me into like the fantasy and sci-fi, I'd have to say Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Even though my fandom for Star Wars has been ripped away from me and stomped on and utterly and completely devastated.
Yeah, it's horrible. Thanks, Disney.
Yeah.
Oh.
Look, before we thank Disney, we have to thank George Lucas.
Well, yeah, I guess so. But I mean, $1 billion sounds good. But yeah.
Like, well, yeah. I mean, so
Let it rip, Bruce. Let it rip.
Let it just say your piece.
when the prequels came out, of course, people say, well, people will argue whether the original 3 movies were childish or not, like Ewoks. So it's kind of yes and no things, but the original Star Wars was like a space opera. It was a throwback to Flash Gordon and things like that. And the way it was like Kurosawa movies, and the way it like functioned, it was a space western. It was like all these neat things, but he set up this mythos. One of the things that bothered me the most, even more than Jar Jar Binks, was the whole setup of what the Sith were. Because you want to talk, like, the Jedi Order, first off, were a lot more impressive before you saw them, when it was just words out of Obi-Wan Kenobi's mouth and Yoda, because it implied wisdom. It implied that there was this deep thing. The actual Jedi Order deserved its death because it was so stupid and moronic and full of people who weren't wise. They were idiots. And the Sith, the entire Sith setup was unsustainable. There's no way that a Sith was a master and an apprentice throughout time, with the apprentice eventually killing the master, because at some point,
Rule of 2. Yeah.
Yeah, the master would simply go, "Hey, why would I?
Why am I going to teach?" Right.
Instead of teaching the guy who's going to shove a lightsaber up my ass, I can just attain immortality myself, or who knows? So, like, the whole idea,
teach 2.
Yeah, the whole idea that Anakin and Sidious would wipe out this entire organization of the most badass warriors in the world is just, that's where sort of like, I'm not buying it. Sorry. That's stupid. Like, and yes, the Jedis were arrogant and like stuck in their ways, but they were dumb. Beyond everything else, they were dumb. Yoda, like, oh, this is the one who's going to bring balance to the Force. It's like, by slaughtering all of us, like, not as like of all the things you could slightly sense, that little nugget was
that escaped the one thing.
That wasn't
pretty big detail, Yoda.
That wasn't tangling the taint of the Force. No.
There's a service in the Force. I think it's this little thing.
So yeah, it just I couldn't get past that. I mean, when he laid out this story that was this 9-part epic, which it wasn't a 9-part epic. It was like 9 slices of one script that was too big to make. So he kind of expanded it out. Like, people act like he had this story in mind. He didn't. Like Mox, you're writing a script right now. How many times have you written something that, if you were to look at the end result, looked like you had all these things planned out, but meanwhile, when you actually started, here's like a couple like farts of ideas that you developed that at the end looked like brilliance from the beginning, but no, these are interconnected shits that you put together out of things, like, because when you're top down looking, things look like they meant something, but they didn't. They were like nuggets of ideas that eventually came into greater things as you grew them.
That is exactly how it does work. I mean, if you set things up good, you can find relationships later that, like, oh, what if that? Boom, genius.
Yes.
Thank you, $1 billion, Disney. He had it all along. You know, I mean, he had some good setups and.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anakin was not a child as a pilot. Your father was a great pilot and a great warrior. He was talking about a man in his mid-40s during this war. That's who Anakin. We were supposed to meet Anakin as that person, not as a 5-year-old, like doing
leading the charge. Right.
Yep. Right. So anyway, that's my brief vomit about Star Wars. What was that? 3? Was that 3 films? Is that where I was at?
I think 4.
Star Wars was 4. Yeah.
Star Wars was 4. Yes.
So I'll just put the franchise as the 4th one.
No.
Star
Wars and Empire Strikes Back. That's about as far as I'm going.
Hell yeah. Okay. High five for that, dude. It ends there.
Yes.
And I've still got all the other ones, but whatever.
It ends at Empire.
I mean, if it did, honestly, it would have made less money, but it would hold a greater place, I think, in society if it ended there, but whatever.
I would say my 5th is, I'm going to say Yojimbo.
Wow! I like that because it keeps on getting remade in Western names and in fucking, sci-fi names.
And he was such a great character. I like, Toshiro Mifune played him with like this great weariness, and he just felt like he's been there forever. And oh god, it's just like, I gotta play these motherfuckers against each other, and like, I loved it. It is so good, and Akira Kurosawa is such a grand storyteller. I mean, I love a bunch of his stuff. Rashomon, The Seven Samurai, but he and I do have to admit, Toshiro Mifune is somebody whose acting I hope influences mine. I'm very influenced by him, by John Cleese, Terry Jones, and Monty Python, the Pythons, but those characters, specifically John Cleese. Let's see, and my 6th. What would be my 6th? Give me a moment, because
sure.
Part of me would say The Usual Suspects, but it really isn't. I really appreciated that movie, and I liked the storytelling of it, but I don't know if I'd put it even in my top 10. I give this a lot of thought, as you can tell. It's hard. I'm very. You know what? I'm going to have to. This is not a. I wouldn't call this a good movie, but it was very influential on me. It spoke to me, like, because when we talk about your favorite movies, we're talking about stuff that shaped you.
Right.
And Star Wars shaped me.
Yeah.
Akira, that shaped me. Life of Brian, Monty Python on a whole, completely and totally shaped my humor because, you know, I would watch it at first with my father, and then when he passed away, I would watch it without him, and my humor was almost directly grown out of that. Excalibur, my love of fantasy, but even more than Excalibur, my love of fantasy and my storytelling, and the grand mythos that I think about and delve in and live in. I would say Jason and the Argonauts, the original.
Oh wow!
That kind. These would be the things, because I think ultimately I'm looking to tell mythic stories, and I'm looking to deal with mythic themes and creatures, which is why, like, I couldn't do two people sitting in a bathroom talking. Which even
there's a dragon.
Yes, which even now, like, and we'll talk off the air, and you know, if you guys want to, I'd be willing to share and get your opinions on what I wrote as Dark Spectre 3.
Absolutely.
But you'll see that here I am, and I'm not rich. I am not rich, and because we're now trying to concentrate on me going forward in this field, like, I don't work as a computer technician anymore. My girlfriend sort of decided for me that I should leave that profession and concentrate on doing what I'm doing. So this year is an entire, like, full-scale press for me to become a professional, whatever or not I'm trying to become a professional, whatnot of what I'm trying to become one.
Fuck yeah.
But so
take that chance.
You'll well, you know, you have one life, and when it's over, it's over. So you either be what you want to be, or you don't. It's kind of that simple.
Yeah.
But it's easy for me to say because I have the love and support of somebody who believes in me, somebody who will let me take that step, and somebody who will let me, you know, babble story ideas at her, vent my frustrations, you know, move forward. I'm enabled in a way other people aren't. And that's not a small thing. And True. Could I get there without her? Possibly. Will I get there because of her? Most likely. Like, I owe her more than I owe anybody else.
Right.
And here's a relationship tip for anybody. If you're in a relationship with somebody who doesn't support you or back you or brings you down, you cannot overcome the gravity of that person. Like, you can have family members not believe in you, you can have friends not believe in you, but if your significant other doesn't believe in you, you're dead in the water.
Aww.
That's pretty important.
Your only chance is to find somebody who does, or to not have somebody. But you cannot have somebody go, "Oh, is that what you're doing, child?"
Right.
What are you doing, Mox? Writing your little scripts?
Right.
That's going to work out. Yeah.
Still? Come on.
Yeah.
It's been 10 years.
So, like, yeah, you.
No one cares about Hawaiian dragons. You suck.
Like, yeah, if you have that person in your life, then you're just fucked. It's not going to happen. But I don't have that person. I have the person who's like, you know, I'm worried to do that. Why? You're good at this. Okay, I'm not worried anymore.
Yes, that's all the approval I need. Thank you.
Yes.
I think this is the first time we've kind of crossed over into this personal relationship thing on the show. But I think it is important, as you said, as indie-ass filmmakers and dreamers, having that kind of support system does rocket it. But on the other side, having something that's toxic can just ruin it.
It's not that it can ruin it. It flat out will ruin it. Because you can't, the person who's your significant other is the person you're around the most. Right. And negativity, it's a weight, it's a gravity, and it pulls at you. So it's like I said, if your buddy Rob is like, yeah, Mox, you're writing that script, you can be like, nobody loves you. Go away. And of course, and you'll call up your buddy, and go like, he's a dick, isn't he? And your buddy like, yeah, he's absolutely a dick. I mean, that's sort of the reason why his best friend's a bottle. You're like, yeah, man, and you're okay. But if you come home and your girlfriend's sort of like, yeah, what did you do today? Like, it's just going to eat at you, and it's going to pull at you, and then even worse, it's going to diminish your ability to do things because you're going to be embarrassed to try things. You're not going to want to share them. You're not going to want to talk about them.
Right.
I was fortunate because my mother always told me that I could do whatever I wanted to do. And she really wanted me to be a writer. That's because I think she wanted to be a writer. And then I got involved in acting, and she was surprised because I was incredibly shy. But which is why I got into acting. I wanted to stop being shy. But she always told me, Bruce, you could do whatever you want to do. All you've got to do is make sure that you do it full out. Just you really apply yourself. If you apply and you want it, you can do it. And because of that, I would believe that. But then I found the weight, and that stopped me from trying for a while. And it was only after I got out from under that I was able to do Under the Doghouse and Dark Spectre. And then I met Liz. And it was because of Liz that it was sort of like, I'm thinking of doing something. It's going to be really kind of hard. She's like, do it. We're fine. We'll be good. And it's that support. So, like, it's not a matter of it could pull you down. It will pull you down. You cannot succeed if you live or are involved with or are dating somebody who tells you, yeah, you're never going to do that. You break up with that person today.
Woo. Cut them out of your life.
Mad ups to Liz, though.
Yeah. Thank you, Liz. Props to Liz.
The Lizes of the world.
Yep, the Lizes of the world are... Without the Lizes of the world, a lot of people who succeeded wouldn't have. Well, even if that Liz is, in fact, like the guy in the relationship. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are in a relationship.
Find your Liz.
Find your Liz.
Is.
Everybody find your Liz. I found my Liz. It happens that my Liz is actually a Liz. Like, it's even on her driver's license. But everybody should find their Liz.
Oh, yeah.
Moral
of this story.
Find your Liz.
Yep. Oh, you should. He does that, Like, he's not joking. It'll be Cinebite, whatever the fuck number we are. Find your Liz.
Find your Liz.
Short description.
That should be the name of this episode.
And check out the links below.
Oh, is that your sexy voice?
Below.
It's very sexy. Okay, so
let me do the hold on one second.
Sure.
Hello, everybody. This is Bruce Nachsin, writer, producer, caterer, and of course, actor. Check below for all the links connected to this episode. And remember, Cinephiles and Cinebite is a weekly, monthly, or perhaps yearly podcast that you can be part of just by listening. So keep the boys in recording gear and listen in. Thank you.
Sponsored by Bruce Nachsin. I approve this message.
So Bruce, as a closing note, you want to let people know where they can reach you or hit you up at, and see your work, find out more about your story and what you've got going on.
No, why would I want to do that?
That's true. You're very shy.
Don't do it. Do it.
All right, let's see. To start with, you can find me on Facebook under Facebook.
Buke.
Hi. You can
Edit. Message.
Take two. Hi. You can find me on Facebook at Bruce Nachsin. You can find me on Instagram at Big Guy Small Dog. And you can find Liz at One Cat 3 Dogs.
Nice.
We have a website, www.darkspectre.com for all your Dark Spectre news. You can also find me at my own website, www.brucenachsin.com. At Twitter, at Bruce Nachsin, though I don't do too much there. You could definitely find me in the neighborhood. I'll be on the corner occasionally. On YouTube, you can find... there'll be links below, I assume, where you can find my various shorts.
For sure.
If you search my name, things will come up. God knows what'll come up, but you'll find me.
Bruce Nachsin, arrested for streaking again.
Yep, again. I'm sorry. There are things I must share with the world. If you just Google my name, you can find my arrest record.
He's one of those guys.
Occasionally, if you go to India's Tandoori in Burbank, you'll see me there. Let's see. Where else can you find me? At some point, you'll find me on their their podcast. The boys are going to be camming, and oh my God, it's going to be so cute. They'll be so cute.
Cam live in 2 minutes. Got it.
Remember, you got to give the change to get into the private room where the fun stuff happens. And by fun stuff, I do mean literally playing a game of Parcheesi.
Yep, with donut tubes.
A tube of donuts. 3 tubes of donuts.
And also that additional tube of frosting, which was
Nice. Well, cool, brother. This was an awesome time. Thank you again.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right. Well, that is it for this episode. Thank you for checking it out. Be sure to check out this episode's show notes for links to all our social media sites. But other than that, be sure to visit our website, nekkomedia.com. That's NEKKO media.com. And we also be on Twitter and Instagram. Very active on both of those. And you can check those out at cynical_mass. That's CINECAL_MASS. And feel free to get in touch through email, cinephiles@gmail.com. Any movie recommendations, we'd love to check it out. Any screeners, we'd love to review. Any potential guests? Yeah, we love having guests on the show too.
Yeah, if you're a filmmaker, fucking hit us a line and we'll get you on the show. Ask you your top 6 movies and what it's like to be an artist like you.
Oh, yes. And any fellow cinephiles and Cinebites. You are welcome.
Yes.
Any place that they can hit you up, Marks?
At villainous_kind. Instagram and fucking Twitter. But don't bother. I rarely check it except when I'm drunk. So okay. I'd either send it to Ono or the show.
Yeah, you can check me out on Twitter at thisisono. That's this is OHNO. Same goes for Instagram.
Oh
no. Yup. All right. Well, thank you again. Take it away, Annika.
This has been a Nekko Media podcast broadcasting from the Blood Cave, part of the /Potter family. For myself, Annika Pussyfoot, Mox, and Ono, keep the lights on and check under that bed because there's only one universal truth. No lives matter. That means you. Stay rating, Wokeland.
We have candy.
Probably both, it's really